Hey, ma'am. Ma'am, excuse me, what are you going into this clinic today for?
A CAPD eval?
Oh, sweet. Is that all right if we, like, record it? I'm part of the clinic's documentation crew.
I guess so.
Okay, sweet. Here's this media release form I need you to sign. And, let's go do this.
Okay. Okay, so they instructed me to go to the main office of the clinic.
Well, this place looks like a gem.
Ugh, I don't think it looks that nice.
That's what I meant.
Oh.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I'll meet you back here.
Name.
Jenny, I got your number.
So it looks like you're seeing Dr. Landsman, who's like totally too much, but whatever, I guess she's good at her job. Oh, wow, you've like never been here before? That sucks.
Well, didn't you guys just open me yesterday?
Yeah. So like here's a crap ton of necessary paperwork you have to fill out. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, actually you should probably just fill it out here, because literally that's my only pen, and no offense, I don't really know you that well.
Okay.
Do you know Jimmy? I got your number because he's in my psychology class and he came over one time to chill and literally ate all of my food that I got at this super chill co-op in Chicago, and it was like really expensive and he like owes me $20.
No, I've never heard of him. How do you spell this name of the clinic?
Oh, okay, so it's like V or like the, and then KL, capital I-N, capital I-K, and then the address is 40 Exchange Place, New York, New York. It's cool because like our name is spelled so weird. Like I didn't even know what the name of this place was, and then I came in here and they told me and I thought it looked like super interesting. Like, you know, one of those places that only sells tiny spoons? Or like bikes with flat tires. One time I went into this place called Smooth Rock, thinking it was like some record store with soft rock albums, and it was just a store that like sold really smooth rocks for like gardens and stuff.
It's a really good read, man.
Hi, you must be Jenny.
Hi.
I'm Dr. Landsman.
Hello.
And you?
I'm the boyfriend.
Oh my lord. You two are literally the cutest couple ever. Please, follow me. All right. Jenny, how is the best patient in the world?
Fine.
All right, Jenny, I've got your chart here, and I cannot wait to take a peek. Do you mind if we go through it together?
No, that's fine.
All right. Okay, well, this is gonna be so much fun. Okay, Jenny, you see here in your case history that you are 20 years old, you are female, and you saw your primary doctor, Dr. Two-Tone, for what looks like a little bit of a goose egg on your head and your leg. Ouch. Jenny, tell me what happened.
Yeah, I got into a car accident about 8 months ago. I got a hit my head and I hurt my leg, and I completed physical therapy, but I still feel like something's just not quite right.
Oh no. You're like totally smooth, babe.
I know you're just trying to be nice, but seriously, I bump into things all the time. And I used to be really good at playing piano, and now I stink at it.
I can only imagine how hard this must be for you, Jenny. Frappe?
No, thanks.
All right, so I see that you're in college too. How's that been going for you?
It's been really hard, actually. When I'm in class trying to take notes, it's really hard to keep up. And then when I go back and look at them later, they don't even make any sense.
I mean, how do you think your hearing is? Do you feel like you have a problem with your actual hearing?
Pretty good, I think.
What? When we're at the bars downtown, she says what? So many times.
Well, it's hard to hear in there. There's so many people talking. I don't know how you can hear me.
I can hear you fine.
So, how was your childhood development? Anything remarkable?
I think pretty normal. I think I developed on time and met all my milestones on time.
Okay. How about your ears? Did you have a lot of infections or fluid?
Now that you say that, I think I do remember that I had quite a few ear infections when I was young.
All right. It's good to know. How about medication? Are you currently on any medication?
Nope.
All right. And so you had mentioned that it's particularly difficult, well, you had mentioned that it's particularly difficult in noisy situations. Can you give me a couple of examples?
Oh, well, like when I'm in class, it's hard to, if anyone's talking near me, it's hard to pay attention to the professor. And like he said, when we're at the bar or just out anywhere where people are talking and there's noisy distractions, it's hard for me to kind of keep focus on the conversation.
All right, well, Jenny, good news is I think we're gonna try to make this better for you, and I think we have a case. But let's take a double look. Mackenzie, take it away.
Miss Jenny, I Got Your Number was born to Jack and Diane outside the Tasty Freeze on November 16, 1997. As a child, Jenny experienced chronic ear infections, but otherwise her medical history was unremarkable, hitting all those developmental milestones and nailing it. In school, she received special services for her reading fluency and accuracy. She wasn't the best student, but she really took her art to that next level. She's always been a little clumsy, and she's been even clumsier since her car accident, but that just makes her cuter. Jenny has been asking a lot of hus and whats recently, especially at restaurants, and now she never wants to go out. It drives Robbie nuts. She's not great at understanding Robbie's sarcasm, but that's what makes her funny. Her note-taking abilities in class aren't the best, but hey, we can fix that maybe. Prior to being seen at the clinic, Jenny had some psychological testing done, and she looks great. The Woodcock-Johnson tests of Achievement 4 revealed average scores in the areas of cognitive abilities and oral language, and a low average score in the tests of achievement. You go, girl. In addition, both formal and informal tests of speech and language were completed. These tests included the SELF-5, the Castle-2, the C-Tony-2, and the TILS. That's right, those SLPs are thorough. Jenny's overall performance on the SELF-5 indicates minor difficulties in the areas of syntax, semantics, vocabulary, and pragmatics. Jenny's performance on the following directions subtests of the TILS indicates a significant deficit in her working memory and ability to follow oral instructions in terms of written tasks. But don't worry, Jenny bounces back. All of Jenny's index scores for the SELF are above the mean, as well as her core scores, and we don't just mean her abs. Her Castle scores indicate she's within the typical range for her superlinguistic and pragmatic language skills. No, not super linguistic, but you could say she's super. On the C-Tony, Jenny's verbal IQ and nonverbal IQ fell within the normal range and are relatively equal, indicating she's one smart cookie. Her writing was laborious during an informal writing assessment, but man was she accurate. Jenny's articulation was judged as typical as well, and her voice is nothing short of amazing. Now let's test those ears.
Sometimes we use a song to move a story along and explain it to you. 'Cause Liz is taking charge, she's in control of everything she do. In her personal life, hey na-na, in her personal life. But here comes the story obstacle now.
All right, so for this first test, you're going to hear a word. I just want you to repeat back what you hear. All right, we're going to get started.
am saying this sentence.
That is literally the best thing I've ever seen. Keep going. Awesome. Okay, for this next one, you're going to hear two sentences, one in each ear. I want you to repeat back the one that you hear in your right ear. Can you show me your right ear? Yeah, I have to ask that question. All right, so we're gonna get started. Just remember, listen to what you hear in the right ear and ignore what you hear in the left. Okay, now we're gonna do the exact same thing, only this time you're gonna be listening to the left ear and not the right ear. Can you show me your left ear? Very good. All right, we're gonna get started. For this next test, you're gonna hear two numbers in your right ear and two numbers in your left ear. I want you to repeat back all four of those numbers. The quicker that you say them, the easier it's gonna be. Now the first three are gonna be practice, and then we'll move on. All right, for this next test, what's going to happen is you're going to hear a word. It's going to sound like they're talking really fast, and then it might also sound kind of echoey. I just want you to repeat back what you hear. Okay, so for this next test, what's going to happen is you're going to hear three tones. It's going to sound like and when you hear that, I want you to say low, low, high, or whatever you hear. Okay, so let's practice.
High, high, low, low, high, low, high, high, low.
All right, you're doing so great. We're just gonna keep on going. Remember, you can guess if you have to. Just keep on doing your thing. You're doing awesome.
Low, low, low.
All right, so this time what's gonna happen is instead of labeling them, I just want you to hum it back to me, okay? All right, Jenny, so we've got all that testing done. What was the hardest test for you?
I think the one where I had to tell if it was high or low was hard. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's go over things one by one. One by one. First, we did a test of your peripheral hearing. Okay? This is your audiogram. Up here on top, we've got pitch, going from very low pitch, like a foghorn, to very, very high pitch, like birds chirping.
Or your mother, am I right?
On this side, we've got loudness, going from very, very soft to very, very loud. What we want is for people to be above this line. And as you can see, you are above this line, which is great. It means that the sounds are getting in just fine, all right? The next thing that we did is we did a speech recognition test. That's where you needed to repeat the words back to me and they got softer. That was great. Verified everything we saw. We moved on to that test where I just had you repeat back a word. The results showed that you've got what we call a left ear deficit. Then we did the test where you had the two sentences and you had to tell me what one was in your left ear and which one was in your right ear. And same thing, you struggled with that left ear. When we did dichotic digits, that's where you heard the two numbers coming in and you had to say all four. Same thing again, you struggled with that left ear. The filtered speech, you did fine. Everything was great. What tells me the most is that
when I asked you to label that, you really struggled. And that's what you told me just now. That was the hardest test. That was your least favorite. But when we asked you to hum, you were great. You were able to do it no problem. So what does this all mean? What it's telling me is there seems to be an integration deficit, meaning that information isn't going across what we call the corpus callosum very well. So we've got a whole bunch of remediation activities to help you with your hus and whats.